Why do we want women to be insecure? It's very simple. Have you seen a woman who knows her worth? She is very inconvenient. She has high standards. She doesn't buy things to fix herself, and she won't let you project your traumas onto her because she doesn't fear being alone. It's a lot of work to keep up with a woman like that if you haven't healed. And since society is still operating from a very low standard, we prefer women to be functions, not humans. We want them to be insecure. Look at the shelves of any store, and you will see products continually teaching women that she's never enough, that something's constantly wrong with her smell, with her hair, with her body, with her humanity. They're going to tell you that the clock is ticking, that you're going to spoil like rotten milk. Most of girls start hearing things like this before they're even 8 years old. And a woman who's had enough of it will be always winning the emotional battles. She will be fiercely protecting herself from all of this nonsense. And thank God women are waking up and stepping into their strength, because nothing will ever change for our daughters or the next generation if we don't leave our insecurities behind.
Capitalism thrives off of women's insecurities. Every single human being has fat. Women naturally tend to have more fat, especially in the lower belly, because it's meant to protect our organs, like our uterus and other internal organs. No matter what weight you are, it's nothing to be ashamed of. First, let's address the double standards between how people treat men who are plus-sized and women who are plus-sized.
Forbes have just published an article titled "Bridgerton, Are We Still Not Ready for a Mixed Weight Romance on Screen?" The article goes on to say that the mixed weight romance between Penelope Featherington, played by actress Nicola Coughlan, and Colin Bridgerton, played by Luke Newton, defies romance plotline convention. Does it? What about all of these relationships that we've seen on our screen for decades? What about them? Is the difference that this time it's a woman who's not the thin one? Seems like it.
This is why I say fat phobia really only affects women. Despite the fact that it's easier for men to stay in shape and gain muscle, it's still women who get pressured more to staying thin. Keyword: thin, not healthy. People who discriminate against women who are fat claim it's because they're worried about their health, when that's obviously not true. Skinny doesn't equal healthy, the same way plus size doesn't equal unhealthy.
Girl goes to Pilates, wipe her up immediately.
I'm a Pilates girly. Oh, was this not what you were picturing? Oh, did you mean the aesthetic of the Pilates girly? Did you mean the physique? You definitely probably meant the flexibility of the Pilates girly. Well, just to let you know, Pilates leads to all body types. All body types are welcome in Pilates. I personally love Reformer, but I'm guessing that's not what you said was the green flag. Not the wholesome activity that you talk about, but more so the looks aspect of it.
Most people, men especially, expect healthy or athletic women to have one specific body type, but it just doesn't work that way. Whenever a woman isn't skinny, people are quick to call her lazy, accuse her of being undisciplined, of promoting obesity, and all the other annoying recycled BS they always spew. Here's an example of that.
Just me, or is there a very clear double standard here? Please watch this video.
This is what the peak male athletic form looks like, and there ain't a thing you can do with it.
Let's take a look at the comment section. There is tons of praise for this guy from Fellow Men. Now let's take a look at this reel that I posted last week about the Olympics, showing some of the greatest athletes in the world right now. If we look at this comment section, it's full of abusive, hateful comments, all from men aimed at the athletes' appearances. So tell me what the difference is. Why is this man praised for being an athlete, even though he doesn't look like a typical athlete, while these women who are also athletes are heavily criticised for the way that they look?
The short answer to that question is misogyny. Women are held to higher beauty standards than men, and when they don't meet those standards, they're subjected to more hate and fat phobia. That's why it really sucks that men try to bully women into getting a body that they find attractive enough, because the human body doesn't work that way. Sometimes, trying to mold your body into the quote-unquote perfect body can come at the expense of your mental, physical health, and even your finances. Every woman's body is different. Some women's bodies naturally hold more fat, no matter what they do.
Honestly, I can't even bring myself to read this post out loud because I know how damaging things like this can be. I'm recovered myself, but anytime I post transformation pictures or videos, I get so many comments telling me how much better I looked in my before. And in that before, I was not well. I was not well, not just mentally, but physically. I was going through such extreme measures to try and shrink myself down that it was It was terrible. But ever since I've gained that weight back, I honestly gained my life back, I realized that those couple extra pounds you're working tirelessly to lose could be the difference between you actually enjoying your life or you spending your entire life trying to shrink yourself down. And the scale may fluctuate, but your self-worth does not. So instead of trying to fit these super unrealistic standards, focus on being the healthiest version of you, embracing what makes you unique, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made, just the way you are.
I don't have a thigh gap.
Me neither. And my arms jiggle.
Me too. And I have a little tummy.
Me too. But you know what?
10 p.m.
And we're eating cupcakes. Even if the cupcake is really ugly,
But made with love, I promise.
it's allowed.
But it's not a meal. Okay? We love you. Please eat today.
So the reason I needed to show this is because I saw it on Instagram and the comments there were terrible, awful, atrocious. I mean, take your pick, honestly, and obviously I needed to tell them to get fucked. You guys know that by now, but there's something more important I wanted to talk about. And that is, I've been seeing a bunch of these videos where this woman puts the caption, "Do you ever just," and then goes into a store and buys a whole cake or something like that, and then just eats the whole thing in her car. And that's the whole video. And all the comments, or at least most of them, are pretty positive. And, I think we all know why that is. So for anyone that needs to hear it, whether you are large, small, or medium, you deserve the option to eat dessert if you'd like. I know it's crazy I have to say that, but apparently that's the world we live in, so there you go. And I'm sure I will get a bunch of hate comments about how I'm encouraging unhealthy habits, but honestly, I don't care, because my goal has always been the same, to help you eat a more balanced diet, to not freak out about everything you eat, and still enjoy the foods you love. Guys, if I don't let my haters get me down, don't let yours.
And that's even more proof that the hatred people have for fat people isn't about health. The couple in the previous clip only ate a cupcake and got bombarded with hate. But the skinny girl ate a whole cake and got no hate. Things like this are why we shouldn't compare ourselves to the people we see on social media.
I want to expose this girl for being a catfish because I saw her posting this. Like, look at her here. And then I found a screenshot of her at a party looking like this. Look at the stomach, the butt, the legs. Who is this? It's me. And that's what a difference sucking in good lighting, good filters, and a good photographer will do for you. And you're like, oh, Blair, you must have like edited that picture. No, that's actually a video. So
okay, so it's not an issue if people glamorize guns, violence, drugs, and abusive behavior. But if a plus-size woman puts up her selfie, it's suddenly stop glamorizing unhealthy choices.
My aunt was at the gym doing cable flies with 2.5 pounds. A guy approached her chuckling and telling her she should use more weight. Her reply, I would if I hadn't recently had heart surgery. Reason number 5002, not to give unsolicited advice at the gym. You never know someone's situation.
Gym culture has become somewhat toxic cuz now most people only exercise to lose weight and look a certain way. That there are so many reasons why we should exercise that has nothing to do with the way we look. For better mobility when we're old, to avoid cardiovascular diseases, to help with depression and anxiety, or you can even make fun reasons to exercise like the woman in this video. I wanted to include this cat animation draft as an example of why diversity and inclusivity of different body types is so important. This cat was too big to fit on the broom, but instead of trying to change the cat, she simply made it more accessible. This brings me to my next point on how people are upset that fashion is becoming more inclusive, and so many people got mad when plus-sized runway models started increasing in popularity, despite the fact that fashion is about clothes, and last time I checked, everyone needs clothes to wear. Watch this next video that explains this further.
I recently came across a video of a lady trying to buy plus-size clothes at a normal store.
As she of course should be able to do, because regardless of your opinions about fat people, the fact of the matter is that they exist and they need clothes. Spoiler alert, this guy only likes fat people who are actively trying to lose weight, which is equally as silly because even if someone was trying to lose weight, they still need clothes to fit their current body. I don't know if you know this, but let's say someone's current size is a 4X, right? Even if they were actively trying to lose weight or go to the gym like this guy says, they're not just going to automatically be a single XL in a week or 2 weeks. So in the months and possibly years that it takes them to get from a 4X into an XL, which would be considered like straight sizing and you can get at most stores, what are they supposed to do? I'm just so sick of this mentality, because regardless of your weight, whether or not you're losing weight, gaining weight, currently in a fat body, currently not, you don't deserve to beat yourself up every single day, and you deserve to have clothes that fit you.
You know, it's 2024. I thought we'd have flying cars. We have plus size songs. If you're singing this, I hate to break it to you, but being obese is actually unhealthy. And the fact that there's a song promoting being unhealthy.
Okay, a few things. I know that you think this is promoting obesity. Would you rather her write a song about her hating herself? Would that make you feel better even though it has nothing to do with you? I know what your next thing is. Stop being so soft. Stop being so sensitive. You're the one bitching about a woman being happy in her own skin. Who's the sensitive bitch now? She's identifying that she has fat. I have fat on me too. Fat people exist, and they are ridiculed and shamed every fucking day when they don't do shit to anyone else. Also, health. Get the fuck out of here. Fat people are shamed so much that they lose enough weight to be skin and bone. Either that or they go in the other direction and they get juiced the fuck up. It's not about health, it's looking the part. She's just talking about respect. And maybe if they were treated with more respect, they wouldn't have to make plus size songs, now would they?